Or we welcome you ringside for a much-anticipated bout. Ready to dish up this big night of action. Manny Pacquiao's self-confidence seems to just come through with each step he takes down to the ring. Roberto Duran's giving us one of those attitudes like, hey, it's just another day at the office. I know exactly what I'm about to do.
All right, fellas, let's have a good, clean fight. Touch him up and let's go.
Well, they've been waiting for this moment, and now they get it. Round one underway. We've sat through thousands and thousands of fights together ringside, and sometimes you can tell just from the start, like a fight like this, of what you're going to see down the road.
And what you're not going to see. You're not going to see a lot of guys running. You're not.
Just ate a big uppercut. He's in bad shape. Oh, that was a smart move right there. He was hurt, but then he held on.
Absolutely, Joe, but a stupid move, a bad move by the fighter who was having him hurt. He should have taken a little step back and not allowed him to grab.
Let's focus in on the recent career of Manny Pacquiao, where he has really ascended to the throne on the pound-for-pound list, knocking out Ricky Hatton, dismantling Miguel Cotto. He's evolved into quite a superstar.
Yeah, I think he had the right guys in front of him. With Hatton, he had a guy that he could find was very available. And Cotto maybe damaged goods, a guy that also was right in front of him with his fast hands and his power. He was made to order, but he has improved. He has gotten better every step of the way.
Not able to land the headshot. Little head knocking with that right hand. Pacquiao's left working well that time. Another huge shot comes in early on in this fight from him.
Well, he understood that his opponent, Joe, was just...
Oh, that got him. That wrecked him right there. He's down for the first time. Roberto Duran's back up, but is he back in the fight?
We're going to find out in a second whether or not he moves his head. Now, if he just stands there straight and you're the trainer, you better get up on those steps and stop it. He's not right.
Teddy, I don't know that there's a matchup that we could have that would get the fans' blood pumping more than this one, stylistically. Pacquiao, Duran.
Oh, it's a great matchup. I mean, where Duran is going to probably look to shine a little bit is he's a good body puncher. And I think that's the way you go against a guy who's so fast. You know, with his feet and with, of course, his hands, his Pacquiao is, you take a little air out of the tires, and Duran can do that.
Not the most accurate uppercut you'll see. 10 seconds remaining in this round. Pacquiao swinging and missing like he's at bat right there. That punch was nowhere near his opponent. Round comes to an end. We saw the knockdown there in that round. A little bit of a momentum gainer.
Yeah, obviously it gives you confidence, but you know what? It can also be a momentum killer, believe it or not.
How so?
Joe, I've had guys where the worst thing that happened to them in a fight was when they scored the knockdown because they thought it was just going to keep happening. And they thought about only the punch they landed, not how they set it up. So they got away from the game plan.
Deep breath. Relax.
Roberto Duran's corner did a good job in that last round. They really got their fighter back to where he needs to be after being damaged in that last round.
And that's not the only good job they did in the corner. They did a good job in the camp because obviously they have him in top shape and it's paying dividends right now.
And you can see he wanted to do that as he holds on there. Huge right hand from Duran. Manny Pacquiao's missing the mark by a mile. That just was nowhere to be found. Duran's doing exactly what you would expect him to do after being knocked down earlier. Now he's clinching.
Yeah, he's doing a nice imitation of an octopus. And you know what? If I was in his shoes, I'd be doing the same thing.
Manny Pacquiao started at 106 pounds and then rose up and won a super bantamweight belt, but it really wasn't until November of 2003 when he claimed the featherweight title and TKOing Marco Antonio Barrera that he became that big spotlight kind of star.
Yeah, that was his coming out party, so to speak. That's when the world found out just who and what Manny Pacquiao was.
And now just wasting away some time with that clinch. Roberto Duran's way off the mark. That punch didn't have a chance.
In and out. In and out.
Excellent hook by Roberto Duran. Sending out the power shot. It was a straight left hand.
Hey, keep your feet moving.
Off target with that hook. Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. Roberto Duran's basically giving you the impression that he's a little tentative to throw punches based on what happened earlier when he got hurt.
Yeah, he's got to find a way now to not give up the offense that he had earlier. He wants to go into a defensive mode a little bit, but if he gives up that offense, he'll fall too far behind and get to that no man's land where he'll need a knockout to win, and he doesn't have that kind of power.
You can almost see it just by the way a fighter sits down on their stool at the end of a round. And as we come to the end of this round, you can tell that he's full of confidence and he can't wait to get right back out there and continue doing what he was doing.
Well, you're right. The first thing that I noticed is his back's not leaning against the corner pad. You know, that's a defeated fighter. That's a fighter. He don't want to go back. Something bad happened to him. You know, he's leaning back like that. You have to pick him up from the stool. He's got all his weight forward. He can't wait to get going. You know that he's positive. You know that he had a good round.
You don't need that. No, throw that away.
And round number 3 is underway. He's showing what a skilled fighter he is with this counterpunching. And he's holding.
Looking good. Uppercut.
Roberto Duran heard from that. He got rocked. He just got rocked, and he's still taking punches.
The only way right now is to grab on a little bit, stop this flow.
A little something of his own. Blocks a shot, brings back the uppercut. Pacquiao with a good block there. And he just holds on there.
You got this one. Come on, kid, focus.
And all of a sudden the tables turn. Manny Pacquiao's rocked.
What's good for you is good for him.
Oh, look at that. He's hurt. But hey, I give him credit. He's smart enough to know what to do now.
Yeah, the referee needs a crowbar to separate him.
Hook, hook.
Roberto Duran's impressing the judges and himself with that right hand. So he decides to go downstairs early on, and I think he'll be happy with that decision later on.
Well, it tells you that he's a well-prepared fighter. His corner came in here with a good game plan. They understood what they had in front of him. A guy that's going to move a little bit. Start going downstairs, taking the air out of the tires, and later on, he'll be in front of you.
Well, nowadays we have so many different weight classes. Used to be only 8 weight classes. Now with all the super and juniors attached to every weight class, you can go up and down the scale with ease throughout your career. Is that good for the game?
No, I don't really think it is, because you're making it too easy for the fighters. You know, I'm not saying that it's not good that they have an alternate to a weight class, but a lot of times when you make things easy, they're going to go for the path that is easier. In other words, somebody should be a middleweight. Now all of a sudden they're going to be a light heavyweight. They're going to be a super middleweight, where with a little discipline, they would have fit into that middleweight frame. It wasn't that they couldn't make it. Now you make it so easy, they don't want to make it.
Last 10 seconds.
Hey, you gotta see that coming. Now let's go.
And this round comes to an end.
Keep circling away from that power here. I need you to keep moving side to side, all right?
How you doing? You okay? I need you to use your feet. Move around the ring. You got that? Okay, let's go.
Well, if anything has been learned from the first 3 rounds, is that sometimes just being the busier fighter will do well for you. And that's the case right now for him, as he's up 2-1 on Teddy's scorecard.
Yeah, not always landing a lot. You put it very well, Joe. Not always landing a lot, but keeping his opponent defensive and keeping him from doing what he wants to do.
A well-placed left hand up top. Roberto Duran proving to be elusive. You know, Pacquiao has improved through the years as a defensive fighter. He's got great speed and movement, but also much more sound defensively. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Manny Pacquiao.
Moving it up. Muévate. Yeah. Good work.
Not able to land the uppercut. Pacquiao stunned it. Big shot. Wow, is this good stuff? What good stuff. He just scored the knockdown after being knocked down earlier.
Joe, that's incredible. And the knockdown earlier actually set up this knockdown, because his opponent, he got a little reckless, a little careless.
3, 4, 5.
Pacquiao's up from the knockdown, but what we really want to look for is how he reacts in the coming moments of this fight. Halfway through this round here. Oh, he just misses with that headshot. Now hugging on the inside. Duran's knowledge of the game is showing through. 3 ways to defend. One of them is to block. He did it there well. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs.
Relax, relax.
Roberto Duran's banged by a left hand. Boy, I know he's not in great shape, but all of a sudden he's doing a very good job of defending himself.
You know, it's a funny thing. He's fighting on instincts, and sometimes that's a good thing. You don't want to get hurt to get there, but you want to get there. Right now, he's doing things without thinking, naturally.
Frustrating his opponent with great defense.
Too. Let's go.
Count down the final moments of this round. Duran's getting himself into the mix now, landing that left hand. And that's the end of round 4. Let me paint this picture for you. You got to figure out a strategy, and your fighter's down to one eye.
Well, I hope that he read some history books, or he watched a movie named 300. You saw that movie, didn't you?
Yeah.
Great movie about the Spartans where they were outnumbered and they had to get the terrain right to fight the fight. They had to get into the mountains where the greater forces, the great army, could not be the great army. They could not get in there and battle where they could take advantage of their superior forces. That's what he's got to do. He's got to move the fight into a portion of the ring where he will not be vulnerable on that side.
Pacquiao's recuperative abilities being tested to the limit here. Just 60 seconds to gather yourself after being knocked down in the last round.
Now, we talk about the fighter, but it's important right now for the corner, for the referee, for the doctor to know that he does have those kind of recuperative powers. So they give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the ref gives him a little more time than he gives somebody else.
Good work defensively by Roberto Duran. Plus, he landed that counter punch.
Yeah, and he forced him to punch. He made him, he drew it out of him, and then he timed him beautifully.
Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. So from General Santos City comes Manny Pacquiao, who, Teddy, has a reputation as being the kind of guy who you could describe as a little bit of a reckless street fighter type.
Yeah, and he's gotten better. I mean, he's been developing on-the-job training. And, of course, he has one natural advantage. He is a southpaw.
It's 90 seconds to go here in this round. That was a miss by Roberto Duran. More and more punishment is being doled out. Roberto Duran's face is absorbing, and it's not holding up well.
It looks like it's sunset right here on his evening.
Duran's almost looking foolish that time he missed so badly. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Roberto Duran. Well off the mark by Roberto Duran. Gets rid of that body shot.
Unload!
10 seconds to go in this round. Very nice defensive guard there.
Looking good!
And that's the end of round 5. We hear about guys being calm and cool when the pressure's on. With that eye completely shut, the pressure is on.
Yeah, this is where you're really ultimately being tested as a fighter, as a human being, as a man.
Breathe now. Deep breath. You're in control of this fight. But don't get careless out there. Keep boxing. You got any more of these?
Back to action here at the start of this round, which is just part of what has been a very evenly fought fight. One of those fights that's going to be very hard to score. Pacquiao's work rate is impressive, Teddy, but his connect percentage is not.
No, there's 2 reasons for it, Joe. One is his opponent. His opponent is pretty smart, man.
Keep moving.
He's not just standing there saying, hey, hit me. He's moving, he's being smart defensively. The other thing is the punches are a little too wide. He needs to shorten them up a little.
Fine fundamentals, good counterpunch. He just missed that shot up top. He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect.
Let's see some more head movement. Left and right, left and right.
Reaching the halfway point of round number 6. Thought he had his target, but way off to the side with the uppercut. Well, he's just not throwing many jabs here tonight, Teddy. I know that really bothers you. You like a guy that commits to the jab, don't you?
Well, that's boxing 101. I mean, that's the fundamentals, and it has so many areas where it serves you. I mean, it sets up your punches, it sets up your offense, but it controls your defense. Keeps a guy at a certain distance.
Roberto Duran. Oh, a big shot comes home for him. Once again, he goes down. Can he survive this? Roberto Duran is getting back up to his feet after being knocked down. So far tonight, he was being completely outworked, but now we see him being more the aggressor.
Well, it was starting to get a little late. He understood he needed to change things a little.
Oh, and he comes back with an uppercut there after getting hit. End of the round is upon us, and we have a fighter in front of us who just looks gassed. He looks tired. Now, Teddy, what can he do to overcome that when this fight starts back up?
Well, first of all, this is where you search into those corners that you're not forced to search. Kind of like when you were a kid and your mother told you to clean your room and go into those little nooks and crannies where you never knew there was dirt. Now you got to start looking into nooks and crannies inside yourself. Places you didn't know were there before. You better find them. You better find them quick.
Inside, uppercut and hook. Uppercut and finish with a hook.
Throw that away.
Got it?
Duran's start to this round brings about some new hope. But for most of the night, it's been a hopeless cause. Down on the canvas time and time again. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Now he ties up there. He's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head.
Move your head. Muévete la cabeza.
He is damaged badly there, and yet another good shot comes in. Some way, somehow, he's got to try to get up. Duran's down, and he looks to be out.
Now we're going to see what's inside this man.
2, 3, 4, 5.
The ref is stopping this fight. Manny Pacquiao's corner is already celebrating. His opponent unable to beat the count. Now that's how you end a fight right there. Yes, he was controlling throughout, but he made a good, clean finish with the knockout.
Yeah, as a trainer, you want to know, can a guy punch? Can a guy defend? You know, can a guy control distance? But you want to know, can a guy finish? He got the answer. Yes, he can finish.
Yeah, good one for the fans. Glad you tuned in to see it with us. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas saying thanks for being with us.